Hey guys, it's Chris Powers at Got Games Fitness back with another video. And today we're going to be doing the same thing we always do, and that's talk about fitness. Let's get into it.
My blood work proves that you can. I've been making videos all year long of me eating fast food, and I get comments like, what about your cholesterol? What about your arteries? Well, look, this blood work shows that my cholesterol is fantastic. My HDL to LDL ratio is superb, and my triglycerides are super low. This is what happens when you train hard and eat whatever you want. You stay healthy. The mistake most people make is they eat whatever they want, but they don't train hard. Can you out-train a bad diet? Well, my blood.
Okay, my answer is you still can't. This proves nothing. Can you out train a bad diet? No, because okay, let's just say for the simple fact that he don't look bad, but at the same time, you still don't know eating a bunch of junk is doing to your insides. Is it clogging your arteries? You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. You might look well on the outside. Of course, I know what he's saying because as an athlete, I was a professional boxer for a while and I ran, I don't know, about 15 miles a week. I was always in the gym sparring. I could eat anything I wanted. I'm talking about, and I'd burn it off either the next day or the day after. It didn't take. Some days I went to the gym, and I hadn't been in 2 weeks, and I started back boxing, and I go run like, and it wasn't always just 3 miles. It was like 3 to 7. I got up to like 7 miles. After that, I'd lose 10 pounds in an evening. Is that healthy? Yeah, probably not. Probably not. I mean, and it kind of stayed off, but I can see what he's saying. He might even be an outlier. He might have great genetics. He might can eat anything he want to for the rest of his life. But eventually, it's gonna add up and it's gonna hit him somewhere down the road. Just eating all that junk is going into your body. So he can sit there and say you train hard, stuff like that. He might again have one. Of them, he might just have great genetics to where he can do that. What's that? Ectomorph. So hey, more power to him. But I don't recommend this for nobody at all. Fast food like Taco Bell isn't even that bad. It's sugar that makes you fat. All those brownies and ice cream. I don't agree with that. Intense physical activity negates a lot of the consequences of a bad diet. Now, again, whoa, he said he's 27. Hold up.
Blood work proves that you can. I've been making videos.
Whew, he must be training hard. He look every bit about 40. I thought he was much older. 27? All right, let's check out the next one. I don't agree with what he said. You can't worry about that.
Your fat ass can't outtrain a bad diet. Let me show you some simple maths, fellas. 2 slices of pizza is about 570 calories. A 1-hour jog on the treadmill, you could burn about 400 calories. That means you'd have to jog over 90 minutes just to burn off the pizza. And let's be honest, you're probably gonna have 3, 4, or 5 slices.
Hey, that's facts. Anytime I get pizza, even I do eat pizza. Like I said, sometimes I get a cheat meal or whatever. I don't because I eat healthy so much, and the food is so highly processed. It takes me a lot. I get a lot of highly processed foods to get full. So I'm looking at 4 or 5 slices just to even feel like I ate something. Like that's real talk. And what do you say, 570 for two? So right there, you're already at what 1140. Maybe if I eat five, another two something, so you about 1,300 calories in.
Stop punishing yourself at the gym because you ate bad. 80% of the time, eat whole foods. 20% of the time, enjoy yourself. This is the best, most sustainable way to lose weight.
I can agree with that because let's just say I do eat healthy majority of the time. Like it's you know what I'm saying, it get monotonous and you be like, oh, I want this, I want that. Sometimes, like I said, I eat some bread or I eat a piece of candy, a little more than I need. I eat a couple cookies. You know what I'm saying? I do that on occasion. Like you just can't go through life just eating chicken rice. fish and rice, sweet potatoes and beef. You just it's not sustainable. You eventually get tired of it, and you get away from your diet, and I mean your lifestyle change. And that'd be the end of it.
So there was one really big mistake that my friend made when he was trying to lose weight. He wanted to get lean, look good. And he came to me right one summer and he was like, yo, I know that you did a calorie deficit last year. That's how you got the abs and the jawline because you lost fat, because you lost weight. So I'm trying to do the calorie deficit diet that you did last year. And he's like, but I tried it and it hasn't been working so far. I was like, what are you talking about? He told me he was eating around maybe like 1,200 calories per day. And he was eating that, tracking it, putting himself in a calorie deficit, and he wasn't losing weight. He wasn't seeing any of the progress, like with the abs or the jawline. And I was like, my boy, I'll be honest with you, I don't think you're tracking properly. So I asked him, like, how are you tracking? He's like, I look at the back of the nutrition label, I write down the calories. I was like, okay, yeah, that's basically what you're supposed to do. Okay, so like, for example, what you eat this morning? He's like, oh, I ate some steak and like rice. I was like, okay, so how many calories was that? He's like, oh, that was like 500 calories. I was like, hold on, a whole ass steak, and you put rice on top of that? I'm like, how much? He's like, maybe like a cup-ish, and I was like, ish. And I said, okay, buy a little scale, weigh it, look it up on Google, find how many calories that is, how much protein that is. And he texted me the next one, he's like, bro, this shit was like 1,000 calories. Tracking, unfortunately, you know, it's kind of ass, right? It's very tedious, but it has to be that way if you want to be as accurate as possible. Right after he made that switch, he lost weight. He got shredded with the, you know what I'm saying? Tracking is key.
Tracking is key. This makes a lot of sense. A lot of times people be like, hey, I had this much, I had this much. You will really be surprised how much a serving size is. Like I used to, when I used to get cereal, I pour a whole bowl for it. It's at least 2.5, 3 servings. Had no idea. When I get the milk, I'm pouring that milk. Oh man, I got to get to a certain feel. I don't feel like I can move my cereal around. So now there's 2 cups of milk. So I had 3 servings of cereal, 2 cups of milk, carbs gone for the day. And this is just breakfast. This one meal. I'd be hungry again in the next 2 hours. You see what I'm saying? Like this stuff adds up. Going there, let's just say you're eating peanut butter. You get that big spoon, slap it on there. Oh man, I'm eating peanut butter. You get a jelly. We ain't gonna never talk about white bread. It's forbidden. But let's say you get the whole wheat bread, and now all of a sudden, so you got this big sandwich. You're like, oh, I got maybe 2 servings of peanut butter. When you actually got 5 servings of peanut butter, so now you actually again you overeat. But y'all see where I'm going with this. So tracking your food is key. Get you a way. He said it's tedious. It is. Get you a scale, and like to even and get you some measuring cups. And with the meat, after you do it for a while, you'll be able to gauge without doing it so much how much something is, especially when it comes to meat. I typically eat at least 4 to 6 ounces of meat, so I can typically gauge that. I can eyeball it, but tracking is key. So y'all need to do that. Check out the next one.
As a fellow gym girly who ended up looking like this 2 years into my fitness journey, you cannot out-train a bad diet. I was going to the gym 6 times a week. I was training really hard, really consistent with my workouts, but no amount of working out could cancel out my shit diet, which is why I ended up looking like this. And fast forward to now, this is how I currently look like. And I'm not even joking, my transformation had nothing to do with exercise. This is the
Imagine going to the gym 6 days a week. You getting it in. You know you putting the work in. You know you hitting it hard, and you getting bigger. Mind blowing. I did the same thing. I'm sure y'all may not have heard this story, but I was one of those guys who ate anything and everything and was working out. I was strong. I was fat as hell, but I was strong. You couldn't tell me nothing, and all of a sudden one guy came up to me one day and he was like, you just one of them guys to eat whatever you want and work out. And I was like, huh. So he low key called me fat. I knew what he was saying. But he was right. My clothes was tight. I was getting uncomfortable. But I didn't know no better. But let me tell it, hey, I lost a lot of weight immediately after that. I think I went from 270, and when I finally got down to where I wanted to be, I was like 190. So I lost 80 pounds. So I can get what she's saying.
mistake I see so many girls make is they go to the gym hoping to lose weight, but they're not seeing any results because their diet is fucking trash. Your diet will determine 99% of your results. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that you shouldn't work out, because I am literally the biggest gym rat. I love lifting weights, I love building muscle. However, the reason why I gained all this excess fat and bloating issues is because I had a terrible diet and really bad eating habits. I was eating for the wrong reasons. I did not care about my health. I didn't care about what types of foods I was actually putting into my body, as long as it had some sort of protein, like low calorie, low carb, low sugar, high protein label slapped across it. I would eat it. The only thing I changed that got me to this was my mindset towards food. That led me to fix my diet, fix my eating habits, fix my gut health, and that's how I stuck to my calorie deficit long enough to see results. What I mean when I say you need to change your mindset towards food is you need to figure out why you are overeating and what is preventing you from staying in a calorie deficit. A lot of girls see lifting weights and going to the gym as a solution to weight loss, because what tends to happen when you start going to the gym is you'll start to feel more hungry during the day, so your appetite's going to increase, thus also increasing your chances of overeating, because your body's going to need more food to fuel that muscle growth. The hungrier you feel, the more chance you'll start to crave more unhealthy foods, like really calorie dense processed foods. You'll start snacking more during the day. You'll probably drink more protein shakes, protein bars, protein cookies, protein brownies, protein chips, because everyone on social media just says if you want to grow your muscle, you need to eat your protein. And I'm guessing you just justify it because you're like, I worked out anyway, so it probably cancels out these calories. Once you get stuck in this mentality towards food, it's going to be so easy for you to accidentally overeat and start gaining weight because you're eating too much processed foods. Not only that, this mentality is pretty dangerous because it can lead to you seeing working out equals I will lose weight. Once you start exercising only for the sake of weight loss, you're only doing it because you want to burn off a certain amount of calories, or that pizza or burger or fries, chips or donut or snacks or whatever unhealthy food you ate. Or you'll be like, I'll go to the gym and do 1 hour of cardio because I want to eat X, Y, and Z. Or even worse, you start justifying like finishing that bag of chips or bag of lollies or block of chocolate because you're like, oh, it's fine, I'm just gonna undo it tomorrow by doing a bit more cardio or eating less. Having this give or take mindset with exercise and calories, seeing it both as a trade-off, will only lead down a very toxic path and will eventually lead you to have a really unhealthy relationship with food. All I'm saying is think about your mindset towards food. Like, what is the true reason you're eating for? Are you eating for your body? Are you eating for your health? Are you eating for
the gym? Okay, so she has a good point. A lot of people do that. Um, Even I used to do it. Like when I told you earlier in the video that I was an athlete. Um, Even then, I could. I mean, I tried to eat as healthy as possible. I always did, but I still got away with eating pretty much, kind of anything I wanted because I was burning so many calories, so many calories, so many calories. But she has a point. You shouldn't eat these 3 slices of pizza knowing, oh, I can go work it off tomorrow, because it's not that easy. It's not that easy. If you take in let's give or take um I don't know, an extra 1,500 calories, it takes at least 3 days of walking to get that gone if you walking 10,000 steps. So there's just that extra pizza that you had. Now you got to walk off. Now you got 3 days before you can even get back to where you was on let's just say it was Saturday, and you're gonna take you what, Sunday, Monday, got Tuesday before you can get back to where you was. If that's all the cardio you're doing is your 10,000 steps a day. You see what I'm saying? And that's just one meal. So don't overdo the don't overeat, and just go through and eat as planned. Let's check out the next one.
You have to understand, at 35, I'm still gonna look like this because it's permanent. The way I train has permanently changed my DNA. You have to understand, at 35, I'm still gonna look like this because it's permanent. The way I train has permanently changed my DNA. You have to understand, at 35, I'm still gonna look like this because
It's not possible. You can tell by his muscle structure that he does a lot of cardio. Again, this might be the same dude we saw earlier in that other video talking about he can now eat a bad diet. Actually, it looked like it is. Now here, which is funny, I don't know if yep, that's him. Jack Flood. In this video, he actually looks younger, which is weird. Or maybe it was an angle. But in the other video, he looked older. But in this video, he actually looked like he could be 27. But you can tell he does a lot of cardio. Probably got a lot of time on his hands. By his muscles, like you can tell he works out. But at the same time, you can tell he do a lot of cardio. There's just a look that you have when you do a lot of cardio. You can be toned and ripped, but there's just something, but not having you have a certain muscle density when you don't do as much cardio. If that makes sense. But you can't outwork a bad diet. His DNA did not change. He probably just already has great genetics. I'm sure if you saw his dad is slim or his mom is slim. Somebody gave him some good genetics, and he can get away with that. Guaranteed. I hate these going out here saying you can out eat a bad diet. I promise you can't. If he was to get, okay, let's just say if he was to get a knee injury and he was down bad for 6 months and couldn't do his training, I want to see where his DNA, what his super DNA will come in to play at that point. Because once you start being so active and you eating anything you want to eat, whoo, it's gonna hit you like a ton of bricks. It's gonna hit you like a ton of bricks. Trust me, I know. So guys, don't believe you can out eat a bad diet. You can't.
To burn this one Kit Kat, you'd need to do 3 hours of sitting, have sex for over 2 hours, lift weights for an hour and a half, walk for an hour, run for 35 minutes, cry on the Stairmaster for 30 minutes. Makes you think twice. To burn
That's a good video. I'm talking about that joker. Straight and to the point. Let me give it a like. To burn off that one
this one Kit Kat, you'd need to do 3 hours of sitting, have
Now guys, believe it or not, y'all do burn calories by not doing nothing. Like your body just being stationary and not really moving. You actually do burn calories that way, believe it or not.
sex for over 2 hours, lift
Sex for over 2 hours. Stamina drain. You need a straight nap afterwards.
weights for an hour and a half, walk for an hour, run for 35
Run for 35 minutes. Walk for an hour. 10,000 steps.
minutes, cry on the Stairmaster for
That Kit Kat bar looked like one of them low, what was it? Low fat Kit Kat bar? I don't think they make low fat Kit Kat bar. Anyway, it looked like a different kind of Kit Kat bar. Maybe one of the healthier.
30 minutes. Makes you think twice.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Check out a comment. Some of these comments. That's why my parents are so skinny. 3 hours of sitting sounds good. Creator LOL. Or eat the Kit Kat and still be in your calorie deficit by choosing the right foods. That is possible. Again, I wouldn't recommend it because let's just say it's 2,500. I mean, not 25, 500 calories, and you only have like 22. So now you're down to 17. So now you got to really kind of struggle to make your macros, and on top of that, make your calorie. I wouldn't recommend that, guys. I wouldn't recommend that. But yeah, y'all keep that in mind because she got a good point. When you eat that donut, that piece of pizza, a little Debbie cake, it's gonna take you a minute to burn that back off. That's why I used to do a cheat meal, and I realized that I'm too old for that shit. I can't keep doing it. It takes too long to work it off. It don't just come off like it used to. So I got to do all this cardio just to work off this one meal. It messes up a whole week of progress. So I just stopped doing that. Now I just eat a salad. I double down on my meat. I put a boiled egg in it. Double up on my protein. It's been working out great. So be mindful of that, guys. Guys, that was the last video. If you made it this far, I appreciate you for watching. Please hit that like button. Comment down below how your journey's going, your thoughts on the video. And if you like what you saw, please subscribe. And until next time, peace.